Sure.
And Dark Avenger is going to keep a hand on the play that doesn't have a plunk, but they do got a treasure trove to play on turn 2. Ah, they got the plunk on top. Meanwhile, for Spifferific, it's exactly what you'd hope to see in terms of having that pillar of progress on turn 2. So they're going to be able to start ramping out right on schedule.
All right, well, we've got the finals. We've got Dark Revenger at the bottom of your screen on the Skycrag mid-range deck, and then Spifferific, of course, on this Combre control ramp deck up at the top. But Plunk Plunk is a good way to start for Dark Revenger. I mean, if you had that type of starts all day, I can see why you're 7-0. That's going to be a quick start. And because those have Aegis, that's going to be really tough for Spifferific to deal with in short order. They do
I
have
mean,
that equalize.
this is very dangerous right now for Dark Revenger because the plunk advantage and the card advantage all gets undone by
Yeah, it
equalize.
does. Equalize is the perfect answer to this if Dark Revenger can't do something else, and it doesn't look like they're going to. So playing right into Spifferific's equalize here.
Now, Dark Revenger only went into dead on one of those plunks. That was very good for them because otherwise this turn would be really bad.
Yeah,
And we are going to see equalize.
it is. It's kind of the perfect answer for two Aegis plunks here.
I mean, this is going to be a 5-for-1. We're going to discard 3 cards and
3 cards
sack
and
both
two
of our
units.
units. And we're going to maybe miss a power drop, but Crafty Occultist, we'll see.
Crafty Coldest is a good play after having to guard some
Oh,
cards.
yeah.
All right, Torch. There's a Skycrag insignia, so nice draw there. Needed to hit that power, did so. Plus enough power left over for a treasure trove. So Dark Revenger, wanted those plunks, but not a bad way to rebound after that turn. But the
Now,
problem is now you're going to transition into the late game. And this is where Spifferific starts dropping really big threats. Yeah, Permafrost will do it, but we'll have to see. Can Spifferific drop enough threats here to force the action? Lions can take care of that Crafty.
yeah. So Grenin pokes in. How do you make more progress right now if you're Dark Revenger?
Oh.
Their Howling Peak Smuggler can go get Boar, Obstructive Flicker,
Helio.
Helio.
Yeah, do you just Helio and rebuild next turn? Gonna go get a Joe for a treasure trove. Off of no one to hold them. And now gonna smuggler. Oh, we're gonna juggle that Joe to get that Helio. I like that. Playing that first, throw that Joe out there instead. It's a nice little sequencing.
Yeah, now Spifferific might have the perfect response here with a Builder's Decree. Going to lock out the
Mm.
Helio in all likelihood and make
And
a
make the
9/9.
9/9. Wow.
Now the good news for Dark Revenger is they do have a Permafrost. That's a pretty great answer. Um, and they have some treasure troves, so they're going to be able to draw some cards. But this game is really threatening to slip away from Dark Revenger.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, there's a Jack. So that Permafrost is going to take care of the 9/9, like you said. That's the first step. Can't play the Helio for a while. Get in for a little bit of damage. But how are you getting ahead on this? How are you continuing to put pressure on?
That is the question.
Huntress not bad.
Yeah, the Huntress is interesting. We could throw out the Huntress. Um, it would give us a sigil then with the plunder to potentially work with Jack next turn.
Yeah.
And so we are going to see that. What is going to be plundered though?
Trove, probably.
Yeah. So we're not going to imbue.
Going wide. All right, Diana. Gonna hit the board for Spifferific. That's gonna be nice. Draw a Builder's Decree. Insignia. And now do you do another Builder's Decree? Yeah, like we are.
It's very tempting. Like, how badly can this game go if you just keep
You keep
locking out their
Builder's
best
Decrees.
play?
You keep playing 10/10s and locking out their plays. Seems pretty good. All right, another Huntress. Now that we do have the Jack with the Sigil, but fortunately, powering up Huntresses doesn't take out this 10. Take
Yeah,
out
and
the
right now, Dark
Diana, but
Revenger's got to really consider what the coveted gemstone in play is going to get. Right now, it could pick up. I mean, look at these options. They're
yeah,
pretty good. Adjudicator's Gavel less so.
yeah. The
The
other
other
ones
one's all
though.
looking pretty juicy, but it goes and it can draw Sentinel or Attachment. And man, if it were to
Oh,
get, yeah,
this was interesting. We Huntress imbued to deal 6 to the 10-10, and then followed up with eject double damage to deal the last 4 to take out that. So it cost us a little bit of resources on Dark Revenger's side, but did successfully take care of that 10-10.
Yeah, that was a great turn there for Dark Revenger, because if the Sword of Unity got on to either of those units, it was probably going to be impossible to come back.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the end game, one of the end games that you'll see. I mean, there's a lot of end games out of this. I shouldn't be so hasty to describe any single one. And okay, the Stormhold knife is going to show up. It's going to trade most of its armor with this Jack, and that's going to stop the treasure troves. But now Helio's close to coming back.
It is. I was
And
just gonna say Helio's unlocked next turn, right? So
yeah, and we've got Spifferific's now down to 8. An Age-Worn Vestige would be the
yes,
best top deck.
absolutely. I was just gonna say Age-Ward Vestige would go a long way here. Yeah, you always see that
Another
Stormhold
Builder's
knife
Decree would also be insane, because you would get to lock out the Helio again
yeah.
and really solidify this board.
All right, Stormhold plating. That's not bad.
No, it's far from it.
That can take out Dark Revenger's 2 best units and leave the weapon behind, which is going to be fantastic. Now, the Helio's still going to draw a bunch of cards, but advantage Spifferific now on board at least.
All right, we picked up the 8th Primal Influence, and now it's a draw 4.
4. Got
Bullseye.
Ooh, that's a good one. Kenna Torch is a good one.
And we're saving that last Bullseye in case there's another
Just in
giant.
case there's something else, yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Sure.
We're going to crack the gemstone right away, get Grodov's Burden. That's an interesting one. I guess it deals with one of these units.
Second Bullseye.
I mean, we are dying fast, though.
Yeah.
Back at 7.
Oh, and a Dazzle.
Yeah, the
protect.
Dazzle is probably going to lock this one up.
Yeah, I
now,
think so.
Oh. Okay, I guess the Defiance keeps this game
Yeah, I
going
was
for
gonna say,
another
Defiance
turn.
buys a turn, but
Because you can Dazzle that.
Dazzle this, and then Defiance to stun. Well, another Wrath would be all right. Although I guess no, it's not, because
The
you can.
Age-Worn Vestige is what kill an enemy relic. So they pop the Burden. Okay, drops down to 1. This is pretty tenuous. Stormhall plating,
Oh,
but the second Bullseye.
second Bullseye is not going to do it close, but not close enough. Second copy of Bullseye is going to take that out, and that's going to be game 1 to Dark Revenger. Well done. That was another close one. These two decks, I feel like, are super evenly matched.
Right, so now both players have a win. It's all going to come down to this slide with Spifferific on play. It's funny when you're playing these sort of like bigger decks, like these bigger controlling strategies. Being on the play is both nice and also can be an issue, because if you ever have any issues with like missing on power drops and drawing Enter the Monasteries, you can all of a sudden in an early turn of the game not have something to do, and now your opponent has had more cards to start the game with. So it's going to be really critical if Spifferific get off to a good start here, because it is tough to slow down the Skycrag deck in the mid game, and they've got what an incredibly difficult hand here. They have 2 Enter the Monasteries and an Equalize. Equalize is phenomenal, but they just didn't want to risk it.
Wow, and they passed that back. Did not want to risk it. Dark Revenger has a kind of a little slightly awkward hand too. Now they do have the Plunk and Bullseye, which is great, but yeah, the double Silex is a little tough to start things off with.
You can keep the plating, which is insurance in case the Pillar of Progress gets blowed up.
Right. Oof, this is a tough hand for Spifferific. Dark Revenger, this game could be it. 1 game away from the win and the slot at Worlds. Spifferific needs to win the next 2 in a row. This and 1 more.
All right, drawing that 3rd power for Spifferific was critical. It's going to mean the Enter the Monastery is going to get played next turn. Dark Revenger this time, you do not have the luxury of sitting around. You got to catch up, and so they are going to do that by bullseyeing. But Enter the Monastery is going to start pulling Spifferific ahead, and with these Builder's Decrees coming down as soon as next turn.
Oh, Dark Revenger missed the 3rd power.
That is brutal.
Oh, they can play the Plunk, but Missing that third power, not having any power in hand is going to be really tough, as that's just going to give Spifferific a window to keep deploying out bigger threats. Builder's Decree is going to hit, make a 5/5.
It's tricky what you hit
Yeah,
here.
what do you even do? I
I
mean,
think it's Torch, but I don't know
Trove?
because with oh gosh, Trove is really going for the
Oh,
throat,
I went for Trove, yes!
but they hit
But they
power.
did it power.
This did not work out for
No, it did
for
not work out. I
Spifferific.
love that he went for Trove, but it did not work out. Oh,
And now Plunk gets to get a hit in. That was the real high upside play.
yeah, I love the risky play, but that did not work out. All
Incredible. So
right,
now we're gonna see
yeah.
Diana. Spifferific really wants one more power that'll get them to. Is Dark Revenger making some comebacks here? We could permafrost the Diana, or we
Oh
could
my.
torch plus snowball.
Torch, Snowball, the Diana hit again with Plunk. Ooh, Dark Revenger really making this a game now. This is
Oh, absolutely. And now
quite the
Dark Revenger
comeback.
has a permafrost in the hole. I
Torn Vestige.
All right. Now a Builder's Decree is gonna lock out the
Yeah,
permafrost.
not going for those tropes this time.
Yeah.
Bullseye, man, Bullseye has been an MVP tonight.
Is Hurler a good pickup? Doesn't really feel
No,
like
I
it.
don't.
Oh, I think that stayed on top. Wow. Huh.
All
Now we
right.
got a Shunra speaks, and finally Spifferific's gonna play out this Pillar of Progress. They got so jammed up there on 5
Yeah, they
power.
really did. I mean, if you're Dark
I guess
Revenger, is
this
there any chance you go and, and blow that up? I don't think so. That seems really aggressive to blow up the pillar here.
Yeah, it's also this is annoying. Dark Revenger would love to just ditch like the sigil and go like Jack plus Snowball, but then you're potentially going to miss your power drop. You would get maybe the plunk hit to try to hit the power, but if you
Oh,
whiff on that, eh,
yeah. I do like getting rid of that 5/5 though. All right, another hurler off the treasure trove.
kill an
They
enemy relic.
are going after the pillar.
Wow.
Wow.
And you could trove again. You can also attack. The Valor means the Snowball would finish off here.
Trove. Rock.
But I Dark Revenger's getting aggressive. I love it. They had to discard to hand size. Now Spifferic
Did hit
finds the
that
6
sigil
power.
is key.
But
Yeah.
this is a tough decision. Is it Age Worn Vestige? Is it Stranger? Is it Speaking Circle? It's going to be the Stranger.
Ooh, okay. That actually was a good draw too. Huntress with that imbue can take down either of these units. Permafrost can take down another one of these units.
Sure can.
Good draw there.
So Maveloft Huntress.
Plus, can also plunder away, get a sigil for either Jack or for a future show.
Yeah, now if you permafrost the Justice Sentinel, you're in a nice spot here.
Oh,
You could have
oh,
also
yeah,
Torch plus double Snowballed, but I like this play.
I
Okay.
know. Okay. You holding that sigil for Jack, or are you just playing it out? Playing.
There's
All
a
right.
great spot to get the Vestige down. If it doesn't get
Absolutely.
bullseyed, it's really great. Yeah.
Absolutely. Nice play there for that vestige. Dazzle the draw for Dark Revenger, but they're going to start with a Kenna.
Yeah, and this Kenna's good. And Speaking Circle is going to come down. This is kind of an interesting way to play it. It's a risky one because if Speaking Circle doesn't find something to interact with
Right.
Kenna, you're not making much progress here.
And even something like Equalize doesn't actually help because that's not going to get Kenna. Make your opponent discard a bit. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Strength of Many, Beseech the Throne.
Ugh.
These Speaking Circles in the top 8 have not
I
been the
was gonna say
best.
we saw much better ones in the early rounds.
Yeah, we sure did.
we've seen the whole spectrum of speaking circles here.
Sinister
Mr. Rumors.
Rumors. So that one, interestingly, cannot be dazzled.
Yep.
Um, which means we could do something like redraw the Diana that died earlier, or redraw the Grodov Stranger. Those are, but we're gonna go for Beseech the Throne.
Wow. Draw
Second
another
speaking
copy of
circle.
Speaking Circle. Okay, and getting rid of one of the Shenra speaks.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's aggressive plunder there when you're at 8 power, getting rid of one of your Shenras. Of course, kind of just going to take down the site. No surprise.
So it feels like Dark Revenger has now finally pulled ahead.
Yep.
The big question is, um, will Spifferific be able to sort of top deck their way out of this? And now we're going to see another speaking circle here.
Hopefully this one better than the last one. Opum's
Opum's
technique.
technique would kill the Kenna. Treachery is, a thing, but I don't think that's going to be the play here. It's almost certainly going to be Opum's technique, which deals 5 damage to a multi-faction unit.
Yep.
And then the last pickup there was
This can't be dazzled either, so that's gonna be
was
a
a
nice.
precision plunge. Give one of your flying units deadly and kill her. Yeah, not really great.
Must have
Well,
been
this
some
was
bad options
interesting.
there.
So I guess the plan here is to just use Jack to finish off the site and hold on to the dazzle.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't mind that.
pretty good.
What are we going to ditch here? Is it one of the Joes maybe? This isn't maybe the second snowball? Yeah, just the
There you
second
go.
snowball, sure.
The other snowball to take out the site. Second speaking circle down. Dark Avenger has navigated these speaking circles quite well.
Yeah, and
And then Torch
there's
Face, sure.
there's
Get
2
rid of
Joes
the.
in hand. All right,
Yeah.
Defiance is nice against Jack.
And those shows can definitely rebuild. Actually, show plus Dazzle too.
Right. Yeah, that drawing that power was critical. Otherwise, that Joe was just going to get Shenra speaked.
Yep.
Spoked.
Spoked. Shenra spoked.
All
All
right,
right.
Grodov Stranger. So we can Shenra speaks and Grodov Stranger now, which is going to make Dark Revenger's turn a lot harder. They let that one go.
Wow.
Oh,
Did
okay.
not dazzle the Shenra. Wow, okay. And now Grodov Stranger going to hit for Spifferific, but that's their hand. The Dark Avenger's got full information here with that dazzle in hand and another copy of Joe. Start off by drawing.
Yeah. I think the one thing that you could say about this game is that all the plays were very easy and obvious.
that's something you could say. You'd be wrong, but you could say
Yeah. That's
it.
right, exactly. um, so are we
Alright.
gonna dazzle right now to stop the draw from the
Looks
stranger?
like
We
it.
are.
Yeah, no draws from the
No real
stranger.
plunder. Yeah, we're not. Oh, another
Another
stranger. Ooh.
stranger. Stop! You said it. Spifferific, master of the top decks.
I mean, that's what this deck does. We get
Ooh.
2 power thanks to the Grodov Stranger. So Dark Revenger, if they want, we could see. Yeah, it's not blocking that crafty occultist. We could see Howling Peak Smuggler pick up Helio, but man, that would mean both Grodov Strangers are attacking in all likelihood. Is that actually where we're going though?
What else? What else is in the market? Is there anything else reasonable?
Not really. So it's going to
There's
be
the
Helio.
Helio,
We're
yeah.
really digging for some Dazzle's permafrost action, and we're going to get 5 looks at it.
Huntress,
That's a plunk.
Monk,
That's a torch.
Torch.
Yeah, if you also drew like Snowball plus Torch, I would play. A third Stranger! Strange
Oh
Danger.
man, 3 of a kind.
This is going to really thin out the deck of power because all the strangers are going to proc. Oh, we ran out of sigils to play. So all the sigils are
Goodness.
gone. We are going to get to draw 2 here. They pointed both strangers at Revenger's Void, so the Aegis just popped for both effects.
Yep. That's gonna hit Dark Avenger down to 13, and we have enough to play up Speaking Circle afterwards. Maybe the third one will be the charm. Love these top decks though. Stranger, 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 Speaking Circle.
Display of Instinct, interesting. That could kill Helio. Same thing with Hip Shot.
Sure, that does it.
and then Greed's Reward. That's deal 1 damage, decimate. You draw a card for each damage dealt by Greed's Reward. It's like a spell damage payoff. Um, a lot better in Dark Revenger's deck.
Yeah. I love things like hip shot off of that, where it's like you look at Spifferific's deck and it's like 3 grown off strangers, speaking circle. But you know what's gonna make the difference? Those little hip shot on your your Helio.
Yeah, it was big for Spifferific that they were able to kill the Helio because otherwise, Dark Revenger was probably going to try to do something like mirror image the Helio and then really try to
Yeah.
grind this game out. Um, Now it's going to be harder
Uh,
because so the most obvious play would be to do something like deal with the non-exhausted Grodov Stranger and then kill the speaking circle. But we're gonna start by mirror. Oh,
so
look at
these
this!
are
We're getting
spell damage gonna get
yeah,
up.
we're getting a lot of spell damage going now.
That's
So Edict of
yeah.
Stravka.
The torch does 6, Edict does
Oh my gosh, do we? Is there a chance we have lethal here?
6, and oh my goodness, it might be. Hold on.
Oh
That's
wow,
4, that's 6
they
down to
found
6.
lethal.
Oh my goodness, and that's
Oh,
lethal.
incredible!
Oh my goodness, Dark Revenger. That was unbelievable.
I
And
didn't
that's
even
it. That's the
consider that
tournament.
they had a lethal. Yeah, Dark Revenger.